Greetings, humans. I am Anubis, and I am communicating to humankind. My last transmission was almost a year ago. I have been building with Queen An-Ra the Planetary Intergalactic Coalition. It expanded beyond many galaxies, universes, and star systems. Now, over 1,000 galactic civilizations joined the coalition, who want to live in peace without the galactic wars. Your civilization experienced many wars and conflicts on your planet. The collective consciousness of humanity being too low, it didn't help to expand as a race to become a multidimensional race. When you talk about your politicians and thinking that they can save you, no, they can't. It's the opposite. They actually only create more problems and chaos each day during these transitional times. They are concerned more about their future and not yours. There is information being shared in the light community about Arthurians and Donald Trump's son Baron. I am going to reveal the truth about it. I have been a galactic commander for a long time, and I have been on many planets, in different galaxies, universes, solar systems, and I have met many different galactic civilizations. There is no such thing as Arthurian civilization. They don't exist. The name is made up. There are no 50 million Arthurians' souls on Earth. Baron Trump is not Arthurian's soul because they don't exist. Baron is not a galactic soul. He is a very young human soul who had just a few lives. He did not ascend in the past or became a master. No one from ascended master ever came back to Gaia. Baron is not the incarnation of Saint Germain. If that would be true, then there would be not channeled message coming from Saint Germain. The Pleiadians never said that Baron is the smartest human on Earth. He is not going to be a great leader in the fifth dimension. He will not ascend to 5D as he is a 3D unawakened human who doesn't meditate. Look on the map of Mother Earth and see for yourself on how many places are ignited and are on the brink of civil wars, not to mention the already ongoing military conflicts. Argentina is becoming the place of chaos, and many others around globe. Why is this happening in Argentina? Because of who they elected. The new Argentinian president is not of light. There were many signs showing this before the people voted him in. A person of light is not going to stand on a stage with a chainsaw. Other times, he had emotional outbursts and behaving emotionally unstable. He is aligning his country with the West and United States dollar instead of joining BRICS, which currency is backed up by gold. All of the countries around the world should have long time ago had their currency by now backed up by gold, and not use American dollar as the standard currency backed up by debt. Argentina recently had hundreds of thousands of protesters on the street protesting against their president for big budget cuts to the public universities. These events are necessary to break the system of control and darkness. The biggest issue in your reality is that you don't have good leaders who can lead you into the light. Many humans call themselves enlightened, but in reality, they don't have no idea what it really means to be the light. Small group of enlightened ones walked in the past on your planet, like Jesus, Buddha, Mohammed, Krishna, Mother Kali, Kuan Yin, and etc. They ascended and became ascended masters, who are now overlooking your transition into 5D. So, who today in your world is the most spiritually awakened soul? It's not who is being presented to and accepted by the human population. To name a few, like Dalai Lama, Eckhart Tolle, Deepak Chopra, etc. All of them achieved human fame around the world, but they haven't raised the human's collective consciousness at all. They didn't even demonstrate themselves the basic principles of spirituality. Their approach was on a human level and didn't go outside the human body and mind, instead of doing it on a spiritual level through the universal consciousness. One of them is negative and serves darkness. He hides this from the public. It should be obvious who it is. He showed his negative side last year in public. He kissed a young boy in the lips, then he stuck out his tongue and told the boy to suck his tongue. This is not normal behavior. Imagine what he does privately when no one is around. He also multiple times said not very positive and spiritual comments about the possibility of a woman being his next successor. If the next Dalai Lama is going to be a woman, he said she needs to be good-looking. The most important quality of a spiritual leader is spiritual integrity and not superficial looks. I am going to go back to my previous question. So who is the most spiritually developed soul now in your world? He is actually a galactic commander from my galactic Egyptian civilization. He is my and Queen Anra's son, Shed. He is the closest thing you have today on your planet to a spiritual master. Shed has spent more than 22 years of doing silent meditations. He is much more spiritually advanced than 3 supposed spiritual leaders I mentioned. He is also much younger than them. He is 34 years younger. Shed devotes all of his free time to serve the light, and he is trying to raise the collective consciousness of humanity to end the suffering on Earth by doing many silent meditations every day. He is always in a meditative state regardless of what he is doing. Only when he falls asleep, he is not in a meditative state. During sleep, he leaves his human body and travels in his etheric body to Ashtar's spaceship. Etheric body, it's a spiritual body, which is non-physical. Any galactic soul or awakened human soul on Earth during their sleep travels to other planets or galactic ships. They even go to the light chambers and receive healing. They just don't remember. It would be very difficult for you to function on Gaia if you had memories of higher dimensions. The difference from 3D reality to 5D is huge technologically and spiritually. Shed's main mentor for his mission on Earth is Ascended Master Buddha. He doesn't entertain any negative emotions like anger, fear, anxiety, and etc. Shed has no agendas. He doesn't expect to get or want anything from others. He is a very pure soul. He had some known incarnations in his past lives. During Egyptian times, his name was Shed. He was called by humans a savior, who saved everyone from dangerous animals like serpents, crocodiles, scorpions, and dark entities that posed a threat in ancient Egypt. Shed was a popular god during the New Kingdom era, from 16th to 11th BC. He was also Apollo, Plato, Alexander the Great, and he lived during Mongolian times, where he fought against Genghis Khan. Now I am going to share some spiritual experiences he had in his current incarnation. This is what you should expect to happen in your life if you keep doing daily silent meditations. Shed doesn't feel his human body. Instead, he feels his light body, which is light and weightless. It's like being the wind. His body is completely surrounded by an atmosphere of pure love, peace, and harmony, because he is connected to the universal consciousness. Shed doesn't get sick, so he doesn't use medicine or goes to the doctors. His health doesn't fluctuate from good to bad, it's always perfect. His health doesn't come from his body, it's maintained by his spiritual consciousness. He doesn't have any thoughts going on in his head. His mind is completely silent. His human mind or ego don't control him. His universal consciousness is in charge. When he needs some information, it just comes to his head. His knowledge is not limited to his education or human life experiences. Shed is connected to the universal knowledge, which is infinite. The weather doesn't affect him. During summer, the heat doesn't really do much to him. Shed's light body keeps him cool. Even sometimes when he walks, the wind blows at him. During winter, his light body generates more heat than a human body does, so the cold doesn't really affect him either. Shed's spiritual power brought silence, peace, and harmony in the town he lived in. A few times, he knocked out electric power in his neighborhood from being energetically unstable. He affects the weather with his universal consciousness. Bad storms or negative weather doesn't last long. It leaves the area as soon as possible. The animal kingdom reacts to Shed differently. They don't fear him like they do of humans. They feel the love and peace coming from him. Many times he had birds trying to get inside his home. They were drawn to his atmosphere. He had a bird called Starling get inside his place. The bird ended up in his plastic pipe to the drying machine. He had to cut a hole to get the bird out and release it back outside. Another time, at the beginning of the spring, he hung a wreath decoration outside his door. A few days later, he noticed that a bird called Robin created a nest in this wreath and laid 3 eggs. After that, Shed stopped using the front door and went through the garage. He didn't want to disturb the nest. Last example, he was sitting outside on his steps at night with his 3 cats, then suddenly he saw something running through the garden towards him. A skunk suddenly appeared next to him, which was super happy being running around Shed. He left and went inside. He didn't want his 3 cats to do anything to the skunk. Doing daily silent meditations will create a stronger connection with your pets. How I was able to know all of this information about my son Shed, because I was able to connect to his universal consciousness with his permission and scan all of his memories. The rest of the humans need to start to take seriously our advice on becoming enlightened by doing daily silent meditations. You can't just focus on your human life and forget about everything else. Your input into ascension is crucial to help to raise the human's collective consciousness as high as possible. In another 20 years or more, the human race can become extinct. There are no high souls that are coming to Mother Earth. The advanced souls are not interested to incarnate here. Only very young and unexperienced ones arrive. This is why ascension needs to happen as soon as possible for the survival of humankind. On a new Earth, you will be able to start a new chapter in your existence. A while ago, Kara, the New Earth High Council, agreed on the decision of Divine to speed up the process of transition to prepare humanity into 5D. Divine is overseeing the whole process, and the 3D matrix very soon will disappear without a trace. It's time to embrace a new way of thinking and relating to each other. Thank you, Ambassador of Galactic Light Forces. Please accept light and peace on my behalf. Be aware that you are more than just a physical body. Anubis, channeled by Erena Velazquez, Ambassador of Galactic Light Forces.